right, guys. I have just finished watching Spider-Man No Way Home. The third of the Tom Holland Spider-Man films and the end of the Homecoming trilogy. Even though we are getting a fourth film, but I don't think that's going to be. I think that's going to start a whole new trilogy of films. So, Spider-Man No Way Home. I I'm not even gonna wait. This movie's awesome. This movie is so freaking cool. I said this in my review for the Avengers, but I said that it still boggles my mind that the Avengers exist, because I never once in a million years believed that we would ever get a Avengers movie. You know, I had a suspicion. I always thought it would be cool to see an Avengers movie or to see a Justice League movie, but I never actually thought it would ever happen. That's the same with Spider-Man No Way Home. I never once in a million years thought they would ever bring back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. But the fact that they did, and the fact that we got to see Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and Spider-Man all in one movie, plus bringing back, Doc Ock and Green Goblin and Electro and Lizard, Sandman, all these characters, you would think that this would feel just like, oh, look at this, look how much we love the original Spider-Man movies, yay. But they are actually able to make it fit within the story that they're telling. Picking up right where Spider-Man Far From Home left off, the world now knows who Peter Parker is, and Peter decides, oh, in my, this smart teenage brain that I have, I'm going to go see a wizard, and he's going to help me, forget that everybody knew that I was Spider-Man. And then the spell goes haywire, and then multiverse. Whether we want to talk about whether or not the multiverse saga has worked, you cannot deny that this movie gave us hope that the idea of the way Marvel was going to handle the multiverse, there was a sense of, oh, I'm excited to see where Marvel can take this multiverse idea of story. Now they have this brand new storytelling device in their pocket, and now they can, make films outside of the MCU. They can now tell stories like what we got with What If. Whether you love or hate What If, like I don't like What If, but What If gave them an opportunity to tell stories outside of the MCU, outside of the main MCU continuity. But this movie not only takes the multiverse concept and kind of gives you hope that, not only gave us hope that maybe Marvel was going to handle it the right way, but it is somehow able to bring the focus back to Spider-Man. This is a Spider-Man movie first and an MCU movie second. Whereas Far From Home was a MCU movie first and a Spider-Man movie second. That's not the case with this movie. This movie fully focuses on Spider-Man, not just by bringing back the original villains from the original movies, not just by bringing back Tobey and Andrew, but by actually making this movie about Peter and about his choices and what and the notion of, I don't want everybody to know that I'm Spider-Man, but then the world now knows, and now it's really affecting the people that I care about. That is what makes this movie so great, is that it really does bring the attention back to Spider-Man and to Peter Parker, and deals with the relationships that he has in his life. And then, you have, and this is also kind of like, the Spider-Man Homecoming trilogy is almost like a drawn out origin story for the character, because by the end of this movie, he now because they finally gave us the line, with great power comes great responsibility. And the fact that Aunt May is the one who says it to him, and how that affects him going forward. And this movie ends the exact same way that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movie end, where, you know, Tobey had to give up having a relationship with Mary Jane in order to continue being Spider-Man. That's what Tom Holland, that's what Peter Parker, this Peter has to do. He has to give up the relationships he had with MJ and with Ned, and he has to give up all those relationships in order to be that friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, in order to protect them from that side of him. It's so great. This movie's just so awesome. And then on top of that, I'm not gonna lie, watching this movie again, I had goosebumps. I felt giddy. I felt excited watching these three characters in the same movie together. I could sit through a 2-hour movie of just Tom, Tobey, and Andrew just talking for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. If they gave me a 2.5 hour movie just of that, I would sit there and watch every second of it, because it's just that great. When they're all talking about, what are the craziest villains that you guys have fought? And, you know, I fought an alien made of black goo. I fought an alien too up in space. I want to fight an alien. I fought a Russian guy in a mechanized rhinoceros machine. You're not lame. You're amazing. No, thank you. I kind of needed to hear that. It's so great. Just so awesome. And they redeemed. They gave Andrew and Tobey their satisfying kind of. If this is the last time we ever saw Andrew and Tobey, which I don't think it is, by the way, but if this was the last time we ever see these two, it was a perfect way to kind of end. It was a perfect swan song for both of them, because they never did get a satisfying conclusion. Spider-Man 3 was not the satisfying ending that Tobey Maguire deserved, and Andrew Garfield didn't even get to have a trilogy. His reign was cut short because of a terrible sequel. You know. So this also felt like a nice little swan song for these two guys. But overall, Spider-Man No Way Home is great. It's one of my favorite films of the MCU. And this movie's great. So join me tomorrow, guys, and we are going to continue our journey through the MCU by talking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.